Welcome to the Krista Escamilla Show.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our show today. We're so glad that you're here, and we hope that you're having a super great day wherever you're at in your day. If it's the beginning of the day, it's going to be an awesome one. If it's the middle of the day and it's not going so great, it can turn out great. And if it's the end, hey, pat yourself on the back. We're so glad that you've been watching and listening to the Krista Escamilla Show. And Al and I had so much fun on our first episode. We thought we would bring you back and we would talk again because
That's right.
We had a blast. So welcome back, sweetie.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was fun. So today we decided it is, the day that we're filming this is the day that the Masters Golf Tournament started. So we've been really distracted at work today, and we thought we need to do some work. But it's hard. So if you see the monitor from time to time in this shot right here, you'll understand why we've been so distracted. What a tournament so far.
It is. I mean, it's, you wait for it all year long, and then it's everything that you thought it was going to be.
It really is.
Especially with Tiger coming back.
Okay, now this is going to air after we already know the winner, but go ahead, give me your picks. Who do you think? Who do you think is going to wear the green jacket on
Mine?
Sunday? Yeah.
I mean, I think Cameron Smith, but,
But you have a top five.
Oh, yeah, Cameron.
Abe Answer.
I'm always an Abe Answer fan.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'd love to see Scotty Scheffler.
Yes, Texas boy.
And, I think Jordan's going to play good. I mean, we'll see, right?
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you got to put Tiger Woods in there.
And, of course, Tiger.
You just never, you have to. And we have a Scotty Scheffler connection we'll talk about later.
Okay.
But right now, we want to talk about this season. Al and I are big on seasons of life, right?
Yes,
and
we get bigger as our kids get older and, it becomes more obvious to us.
Yes. And so we wanted to talk about the season of life that maybe you're in, maybe your children are in, maybe your adult children are in. And this season that we're talking about is graduation. It's May, and a lot of people are graduating. We just had a college graduate ourselves. We have a high school graduate this week. Mm-hmm. And so it is a big season. What does that mean to you when you think of graduation and just all the changes that occur for kids during that time?
I think, we want it to be such a great time in everybody's life, but it can be really stressful too. I mean,
it can be.
From graduation parties to, final exams, senioritis,
Mm-hmm.
Getting up and going to class.
We've seen that.
Yes, we have. Saw it today.
Let's see what else. Passing calculus, to getting the question that everyone gets asked. And it's a question that everyone asks no matter what. If they're in high school, they get asked, where are you going to college, right?
And we didn't even really realize that it was a question that college kids get until now we're living it. It's like, what are you going to do next? Where are you going to work? What are you going to do? You going to graduate school? And gap year is something that you and I didn't grow up knowing.
No, I mean, it was called you go to work. There was no such thing as a gap year for us. But that is something a lot of kids are doing nowadays.
And, I used to think that's ridiculous. And now I just really can't blame them. Because it's tough deciding. I mean, like we talked in the last podcast, you have to be adapting all the time. So it's hard to say, well, this is what I'm going to do, from here on out. Right. But as parents and as adults, we're constantly asking kids that we know, oh, hey, what are you going to do next? Where are you going to go? Where are you going to go to school? Have you signed a letter of intent? I mean, and I catch myself doing it.
Right.
Because it's almost like a conversation starter. And so now I'm just trying to teach myself to say, hey, good luck. Whatever you do and wherever you go, good luck.
Right.
Because the kid's just waiting for you to say, what are you going to do?
Right. And I think that's for both ways, for both high school and for college. And I think, what I wish that they understood was it's all going to work out no matter what, because God has this plan, right? And no matter what you choose, not put so much pressure on yourself. And this goes for parents too. Don't put so much pressure on your kids, and don't put that pressure on yourself to always be so quick to answer. What are your kids doing next?
I'm guilty of it.
I know, I am too.
I mean, I can tell you, when Austin, we call him, we learned a lot.
Yes.
We got a lot of experience with him.
We call him our parenting experiment because we were, first child, right? Mm-hmm. And those of you that have, whether you have 1, 2, 3, or like us 4, you definitely change as a parent as it goes on.
And
you get more relaxed in some areas.
Now we just say 4th child.
Yes. We're like, oh, yep, definitely
if
the 4th
Alex
child.
could only drive.
at 13.
Yeah,
but it's so different. What would you say to someone that is going through that? What advice would you give them?
Well, I can tell you where I feel like I failed as a parent, and that's, we taught our kids golf really early. And I always told, as you, that when they're 14, they were going to get to decide whether they wanted to do it or not. I mean, that's kind of the rule that we lived by in our house.
Right. It was just kind of that age where they're trying different things, right? They've tried everything at that point. They've tried basketball, they've tried baseball, they've tried soccer. Because, I mean, we put them in everything, not just golf. We put them in everything. But at 14, it seems like that's kind of the deciding year because they're about to go into their freshman year where they're thinking, this is what I want to focus on.
Yeah. And I think, parents need to realize, from what I learned, right, that it's really hard because we all want athletes. I mean, a lot of us, not everybody, but everybody loves sports. Right. I mean, that's something that everybody has in common. And, we see it, and it's really hard to say, hey, we're going to teach our kid how to play golf and he's going to be on the PGA Tour.
Right.
It's easy to think that when you're a 28-year-old parent, but when you're 54, you're like, okay, well, there's 150 golfers on tour. Most of those aren't going to lose their card. It's going to be a long road.
Right.
And that may not be what God wants them to end up being, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I've learned to say, okay, look, you're going to be a college athlete. Really, I want you to be a great alumni for this school that's going to give you an opportunity to go get a great education. Rice University, Lubbock Christian, where our kids go. Be a great alumni, be a great teammate, be a great, student, and whatever happens, happens.
Right.
But I think you need to be those things first before you start thinking, we made it a point, I made it a point last week to sit Alex down and go, hey, I want you to understand something. You're probably going to get a college golf scholarship, and it's going to help you pay for your college. But whether you want to play professionally is totally up to you.
Right. That
is not
never,
a parental expectation.
No, ever with anyone. No.
Yeah.
And I think for me, it's more important that they're good human beings.
Yes.
Than it is what their golf score is. And I will take that text from another parent saying, hey, your child was kind today to mine, and they give me the scenario and tell me what happened. I will take that text, and I know most parents would, and most moms, over the, wow, great round today, which those are great too. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying don't text me when, kids shoot 65, but I'm just saying it's so much better to get that text saying, gosh, what a great young man or woman, that they are, because that's what's important. And I think that's what I want every graduate to know. Yeah. The other thing, because it's almost 10 after already, and we need to do our quote of the day, but I also want to thank all the teachers and coaches that have poured into not only our children's lives, but every teacher and coach out there, because I think they have a job that they do because they love it, right? Because as we know, teachers are underpaid, big time. Teachers, coaches, underpaid. And so I want to thank every single teacher and coach out there that is doing what they love to do. They are making a difference, and they are changing lives, whether they know it or not. Do you have any favorite teachers that have?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I can remember walking into my kindergarten class as a, whatever, you're 5-6-year-old.
Right.
Beth Larned, which is an interesting story because her husband was our superintendent and head football coach, Jerry. And, now one of our best customers is Kent Quick. And the Larneds and Bill Kent have, I think they're really, really good friends. Mm-hmm. And so we see them occasionally. And she was just such an inspiration, and she was so good. I mean, when you're that age, it's just fun. And she was just incredible. So I, going back all the way to,
I love that.
to kindergarten. But I had so many along the way. I mean, coaches, I loved, Coach Abels and, in Monahans.
I think you had a pretty famous coach, didn't you, too, in
Gary
football?
Gaines.
Gary
Gaines from Friday Night Lights.
He's pretty famous.
Great guy. Yep. Super nice guy.
But they really do. They make a difference in children's lives, and they don't even know the impact till years later, really. I mean, I can think of Miss Columbani. She was my first grade teacher. Mr. Gomes, my third grade teacher. But in college, I had a man that really kind of, because not that I wasn't supposed to go to college, but I was the first in my family to go to college and to graduate from college.
Right.
And so, my mom really instilled, you've got to go to college. And when I was there, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here. I really had no idea.
Which I think is normal.
Yes, what I'm studying. But Mr. McDermott, he was my theater teacher. And he said, I do this little TV class that I think that you should try.
Thank God he did.
Thank God. I know, because I don't know where I'd be today without Mr. McDermott, and I am so grateful for all the teachers that have come into my life. But that one, he stands out in my mind because he truly made every single student in his class, whether they loved theater or they hated theater, because you had both. Some of them were taking it because they needed to pass a fine arts class, to graduate.
I ran the light switches.
Did you?
I did.
Good job.
Thanks.
Proud of you. Well, that's what you're still.
I'm still running the light switches.
Still right. He set it up for our cameras today. We're kind of a one-man band here, if you didn't know that, or two-man band, I should say. But that's awesome. I did not know that. You learn something new every day, even about your spouse of 23 years. So I love that. But I think it's important to know that it's okay to not know where you're going, and that's what I think we want all graduates to really know that.
Yeah.
That it's okay to
and
not know.
I don't know if we have time, but I want to do one more thing. On,
Sure, it's 11 after, but
okay, so
we're flexible.
I think the other thing that we learned as having kids that played sports in college is that when they play in high school and they stop playing, that season ends.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're talking about, a season.
Yes.
But when they keep playing through college, that season continues.
Yes.
So you never have that, final game in high school. And, now we have a senior in college and his tournaments are limited, unless he decides to go play an extra year somewhere later on. But that season comes to an end, and you never really think of that.
That's true.
I never did.
Right.
Until we started talking, and he's like, this could be my last tournament.
Right.
And so it wasn't over 4 years ago. It's 4 years later, so it's kind of extends it, and you don't prepare for that.
You really don't.
No, and it's okay for that season to end because there's another one ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
But I know for that college kid, it's tough.
It is tough.
Yeah.
It is a big transition.
Because that's all you know.
Right.
Austin got up and went and played golf every single day.
Right, since he was little.
Yeah. And now you're like, okay.
Well, yeah.
Now what am I going to do?
What am I going to do? So
and he's figuring it out.
Right, and that's what we love. Yeah. And we're so proud of our kids. I mean, off the course more, than on. Yeah. I think that's important for every athlete to know, is that you are not your sport, and that you are so much more than that, and that God's got this great plan. All right, it's 10 after, or actually it's 12 after, but we're supposed to do this at 10 after.
You think I'd get prepared for this?
All right, pick the quote of the day.
Can I pick anyone?
Pick anyone now. They're all full.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, inspire. Yeah. Okay, you got the inspire card. This is a good one. Everyone must choose one of two pains: the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Jim Rohn. Ooh, that's a good one. What does that mean to you?
I think that nothing comes easy. And then sometimes when you have regrets, it's because you didn't have that discipline. Mm-hmm. And that's one that, I work on every day.
I was going to say, was there anything in your life that you looked back, because I know I've got several, but was there any one that you looked back and you maybe regretted not putting a little bit more into it?
There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them.
Anyone you want to share?
Gosh, sometimes you just wish you would have worked harder at something. Mm-hmm. Going all the way back to grade school, I loved being an athlete. And, and I just sometimes think, well, like you said, the season ends.
Right.
That was a tough one for me because I always felt like I should have worked harder. I should have,
maybe
harder.
Play at the next level.
Yeah.
Right.
I loved track.
Right.
I don't know if I'd have been, but now going
and
back.
You're good at track. Little shout out to Monahans right now. I don't remember the class of, but
85.
Okay, he does 85.
That was the track class that was so good. I graduated in 86.
And you guys were,
of course, my best friend
state
Lewis
champions
still holds
or
the
something.
record.
Something like it was pretty. You got up there.
We were good, but Lewis still holds the record in Monahans for cross country.
There you go. Way to go,
Lewis.
Lewis.
Taking it all the way back
Lewis
to
Carrasco.
1984. That's a long record to hold.
That is a long record to hold.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
It was fun. Those fun times. But going back to, I think discipline is something we all work on. Matter of fact, New Year's Eve, that's what I put on my shirt this year, was discipline, because you can never not be disciplined enough, I think.
Right. We do a family vision board every New Year's Eve. That's just part of something that we've done for years and love it.
Thanks to you.
And thanks. Thanks to Oprah, because I think that's where I got it from years ago. I believe it was on the Oprah show, which I love. Hi, Oprah, if you're watching. She's been an inspiration of mine for years. But that vision board has really helped our family because we keep it up in the house. You can look at it, just like you said, you can look at those words and go, okay, it's a good reminder all year long what your goals are for the year. Do you have any advice to a college graduate right now or a high school graduate that you think that maybe you wish you would have gotten?
Yeah, I think, I shared this last week with someone, and it's up on your wall over here. Start each day with a grateful heart.
Oh, yeah.
Because
right over there.
There's so many stresses, as their season comes to an end, that sometimes we have to remember, hey, I'm grateful for going to this university. I'm grateful for the teachers that I met here. I'm grateful for all the friends. This is going to be one of the best times of my life,
right.
And if you start with that and then you just start moving, well, then the rest of the day gets a little bit easier. But if you start the day going, what am I going to do next month when I have to move out of the dorm, or when my food isn't free,
Right.
Now what am I going to do? It can get a little bit stressful. So if you just start counting your blessings and being grateful, I think it makes the day go by a little bit better.
And I want to add, it's going to turn out better than you ever imagined.
It really is.
It really does. You just, and then the other thing I'd like to add is interning. I think interning is key. Whether you're in high school, college, or you've already graduated, I think there's nothing better than going into a job and finding out, is this what you would even like to do? Or even go working there if you can't, because not everyone has the luxury to maybe intern for free, right? You have to get a job and go, well, go try it. Go work at the bottom, work your way up. There is nothing better than being able to see that position from the ground floor and see if this is something you want to do. And that was advice I was given in college because I switched my major a few times and then finally landed after someone said, you should go intern at a TV station and see if you even like news, because you either love it or hate it. And I think what great advice. So there you go. That's our 2 cents for today. Anything else you want to talk about?
I think that's it. No, I just, hope everybody has a great graduation season, and the teachers deserve a good break, like you said. And
yes.
So grateful for them, and
enjoy your summer.
Yeah, and it is going to be okay.
It is. I also want to thank everyone that has downloaded and subscribed to our show. It has been so much fun. We are having a blast doing what we love to do, and that is highlight these amazing community members. We've had some awesome guests, and we have actually been overwhelmed with people nominating people and wanting them on the show, and I'm so grateful for that. We've even talked about we may start releasing twice a week because
we're gonna have to.
We have such a great outpouring of support from the community of people they want to see tell their story. So thank you, and we can't wait, and we're going to continue to share. We also want to thank our sponsors, of course, that help us allow us to do this, and that's West Texas Premix Pits, Rig ID Workwear, and Midland Cap and Cup, and anyone that has shared our podcast and subscribed, you're part of our team, and we're thankful. And so thank you. We cannot thank you enough.
And I'll add it, people want to see you too. I mean, you're so good at what you do here, and this community.
Thanks. I paid him to say that.
You mean a lot to the community, so I just say let's do 2 a week, and I'll keep turning the lights on.
Okay, thanks for turning the lights on. We're just having so much fun. You know my heart is here in the basin. I love the people because the people have been so good to our family and to us that it's our way of being able to give back and highlight all the amazing people here. With that said, really quick, we always do a nonprofit giveaway at the end of the show where we donate to this nonprofit. We've been doing the YMCA for, that's the one we did last time. Do you have another one you want to give to?
I don't know if they have a nonprofit, but let's give some money to the Midland College golf team.
Okay, Midland College golf team. Yeah. I love that.
Great kids, ranked number one in the country. They have the number one player in the country. If you want to go watch them play, it's maybe the first or second week of May at Odessa
this may have already aired at that point. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully Midland College or Odessa College are the national champions at this point, right? Yes, because I think that they really do. They could use our support. Yeah. And I think all, of course we're biased, but all college golf programs could use some support. Right. But it's just important to give back in any way we can. So, all right, that's where we're going to make this week's Share the Love. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us. We appreciate you as always. Keep sharing this podcast and hitting the subscribe button, whether you're watching on Spotify, Amazon, Apple, YouTube. If you're telling Alexa, hey, Alexa, play the Krista Escamilla Show. Thank you. I'm surprised how many people use Alexa.
I am too.
We get these numbers that come in and they say Alexa is 50% of the way people are finding us is through Alexa. So thank you, Alexa, and thank you, of course, you that say, hey, Alexa, play the Krista Escamilla Show.
Maybe you should just record that.
Maybe I should. Yeah. Maybe I should and tell everyone, please do this. But really, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you. We hope that you make it a great day. Remember, any of your dreams can come true. You just got to believe, do the work, and stay positive, because there's going to be this on the journey, right?
Yes.
If you can't see my hand right now and you're not watching on YouTube, I'm going like this, like a roller coaster. But it's ups and downs, highs and lows, but it's all worth it in the end. God put a dream in your heart for a reason, and always believe that it can come true. And you just have to, do the 3 things I say. What are they? Dream big, believe, and never give up.
That's right.
All right, that's it. Thanks again, sweetie. That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
I enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. You make it a great day.